No intro needed because Treehouse of Horrors needs no intro. The best cartoon special of all time. So we start off with Lisa finishing a horror story, and now it's Bart's turn. While this is happening, Homer is climbing up to listen to their horror stories. And now it is one of my favorite animated scenes in The Simpsons of all time, and it is
Bad Dream House.
the angles and animation style for the second season of The Simpsons is probably one of my favorite things to ever exist. I just love the scratchy, painted look of everything. It just is so beautiful. Why can't they make it nowadays? Like, it is just so good looking, especially for Treehouse of Horrors. It is... So we see that the Simpsons have moved houses, and they bought this new house for really cheap, and they're wondering why. As they are trying to unpack, all these weird things are happening to them. Like Bart's book keeps floating in and out of a box. Lisa gets smacked in the head by a book. There's a vortex in the wall. And through all of this, the humor is just so well written. Like, all these weird things that shouldn't be happening are happening, and they don't even notice or care. It's just like another part of their day. Like, it happens all the time. So through all this, there's blood coming from the walls. Bart is being, like, choked, like, hung, basically.
Okay, boy, let's see you talk yourself out of this one.
The humor is just so well written in this. It's amazing. And then as soon as Lisa says she feels an evil in this house, Marge's like, all right, hold up. I'm getting out of here. Even though the entire time anomalies were just happening, but no one even cared until Lisa was like, hold up. I'm feeling something. I'm feeling a little scared. As everyone's trying to leave, Homer stands there defending himself like, no, we can't leave. We're gonna save thousands on this house. So he's like not even caring about any of the evil going on in the house. He wants that house. He then gets thrown against the ceiling and slammed back down. He's like, okay, I see your point, but let's sleep on it. They all go to sleep, and while they're sleeping, the house starts talking to them. The house tells everyone that they're being conspired against, that everyone is against them. So they all start wandering the halls with knives, trying to chase one another, until Marge catches them and throws her sandwich on the ground. Lisa then finds out that the house is built on top of an Indian burial ground. And can I just say, again, I'm gonna mention it, such a beautifully written and visually stunning episode. The house is trying to say they're gonna die in painful ways, and then Marge flips out and screams at the house. The house kind of whimpers down, and then the entire family starts like basically bullying the house. But Marge steps her foot down and says, we are not leaving no matter what. And the house is like, well, hold on. Let me think about this. Life with the Simpsons or dying? And the house chose to disappear. And that was the end of the first little story. And let me say, that story, I'm gonna give it, let me feel it in my heart. Let me feel it in my heart right now. 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. The vibes from this episode are just immaculate. It has such a nostalgic Halloween vibe to it. I know it's a Halloween episode, but the vibe is so aesthetic. It just feels so good. And now we're on to the next story.
Hungry are the damned.
They start off grilling burgers, and the music, the classic Simpsons music, is so good. It's so nostalgic, and it just sounds so peaceful as it enters. It is such a great intro song to any scene, really. So while they're cooking burgers, or trying to at least, this alien spaceship comes along and picks them up. Now it struggles a little bit with Homer, but they eventually get him in. They're on their way to another planet, and they start feeding them, the Simpsons. They start feeding the Simpsons. After they're done eating, they then start exploring the ship. But Lisa feels a little suspicious of the aliens' motives. And I have to mention the actual family vibes of like Midwestern, and it just, the classic Midwestern vibes I get from The Simpsons, especially in the early seasons, it just feels so good. Like Homer wanting applesauce with his pork chops, that actually just feels like something my dad would have done and I would have done when I was like 6. They show them that they have like a billion different TV channels, and they have Pong, which, great. After that, they have another feast where they are told they're going to another planet to go to a giant feast. Lisa is still worried and starts exploring the ship. She then sees that there is some alien doing some sort of stirring and finds a book that says How to Cook Human. Then when Lisa confronts the alien with this book, he starts blowing it off and does a gag where it eventually says how to cook for 40 humans. And they're saddened by that. They're saddened by that Lisa would think that they're going to eat them. So they bring the Simpsons back to Earth and drop them off, and are very saddened by it. And it's all Lisa's fault, like normal. The next little mini story is The Raven, and it's Lisa's turn to tell it. So you know it's going to be trash.
Called The Raven.
So The Raven is one of my favorite short poems I've ever read. The way they show it in this show is actually pretty cool with the creativity they went with the shots. The way it flows between each little scene is actually pretty cool and kind of fits the vibe of the actual poem, which is just it's like a mystical poem, and it kind of flows like that. So obviously we start off with Homer hearing a knocking on his door, and he's going through all these little weird dream sequences, and then goes over and kneels in front of the picture of Lenore, which is just Marge with a giant hair. Homer keeps hearing tapping at the door, and he finally builds up the courage to go check it, and it's nothing. He then hears knocking at the window, and Bart flies in as a raven. He flies in as a raven. The crow just says nevermore, and that's all it ever says. And Homer tries to attack it, obviously doesn't work, and he just keeps getting books thrown at him. And that is the end of the last story. The show ends by everyone going to sleep, but Homer is too freaked out, and that is when the entire show ends. And the ending song plays. Absolutely beautiful. So, I love Treehouse of Horrors. It is one of my favorite Halloween things to watch, besides, obviously, the regular show ones, which follows the same premise. So, regular show being my favorite show, I'm gonna love The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons even more sometimes, but regular show, still number one in my heart. These Halloween specials are usually special for the reasons I gave and other things I tangent on. But if I had to rate this entire episode, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 for the vibes of the animation just being absolutely, it's not crisp, but it's just unique and creative. The actual, humor, 10 out of 10. Dry humor is the best type of humor. And then the overall sound is just beautiful. I love this episode, and it is my favorite Treehouse of Horrors for all the reasons I said the entire time.